Hey everybody, happy Friday. It's the Urban Domestic Diva and it is holiday season and holiday decorating season. And one of the things we're gonna do today is create a wreath out of found materials. We had a really big windy snowstorm and it brought so many like twigs and branches all over my yard. So I thought, you know what? Let's make a holiday wreath out of twigs, branches, and some floral wire. So I'm gonna give it a shot and I'm gonna show you how to do it. And it's a nice way to use found materials and not buying another thing at the store. So join me today on Fridays with Flora. So these are my branches and you know, they range to skinny to large. And I would say I've got about 20, and they're a good, 2 feet in length, if not 3. So when I picked them up on the ground, they were still pretty wet and pliable. They've dried since then and frozen. So what I'm gonna do, because to make wood pliable, you have to soak it in water. That's kind of an old trick. That's how like shipbuilders created the bows of their ship. So I'm gonna fill up the tub upstairs with some water and I'm gonna soak these for about 4 hours, maybe longer. Some of these thicker ones might need a little bit longer, but we'll see. So yeah, you have to make sure that no one's gonna be using your tub for a while. So I've got the branches in the tub and it's gonna be soaking now for about 4 hours. I'm gonna check and see how pliable the really thick ones are, because I need the thick ones to kind of be the base of the wreath, and then we can weave in the smaller branches throughout. So it's really important that the big thick one or two that I got over there that are going to be kind of creating the main circle is workable. Okay, so it's been about 6 hours, and some of my thinner ones are really pliable. My thick ones are still not as pliable, so we'll just have to see if they snap. We're just gonna have to work with it. So just drain the water. The nice thing also about soaking all your twigs and branches is you get, as you can see, a lot of dirt and nastiness off of stuff. So as this is kind of draining and drying a little bit, I just got 2 wire hangers. And I'm going to shape them into a circle, and I've got some wire cutters too. I decided to use this as a base because my thick branches aren't bending the way I'd like. So my guess is if you use wood that's a little bit more pliable, like willow, you might be able to, get thicker pieces to be the base of your wreath. But wire is going to keep things circular and give things kind of like a strong base. So here we go. So I guess it depends how big you want your wreath. I want mine to be a little bigger than what this wire hanger is going to do for us. So I've got, all right, so we've snipped this to kind of open up the wreath a little bit. I'm also using the top of the hanger as a place to kind of bend and create a way to hang it. See how that can work for you? Snipping a piece off of my other wire hanger. I'm just going to add this to the bottom piece of this. I just want something a little bit bigger. I'm using floral wire to kind of weave these 2 pieces together. It doesn't need to be super strong, it just needs to just come together as a base. So I'm kind of going around, and then I'll go under the white and around to the blue, around all, and then under the white and around the blue. Floral wire is really great. It's really easy to snip, and it's really flexible. Now I'm going to line up the white, wrap around both, wrap around both, wrap around both, wrap around both. Okay, now I'm going to go around and under the white and go over the blue and over the white together. And we've got a nice, decent start to our wood wreath. All right, should get a nice base going. So I've got 3. Go back under the branch and then go around all of it. Go under the branch and then over all of it with the wire and tuck it in. So that's kind of your start. You see what I did there? So I just kind of wound it and wrapped it around. And now at this end, I'm going to get another piece of floral wire and just do a quick wrap around, snip it. I'm going to move some of this stuff so you can see this better. There you go. I think that. Another thing you can use, I found this in my craft room. This is floral wire, but it's kind of wrapped with some rough raffia, and this could also work really nicely, and I might use it. We'll see if I need some filler kind of around. But right now I'm going to see what I can do with my twigs. So where I left off, I've got my next bunch. Got another 10 inches of wire, and you're just gonna do the same thing, but kind of where you left off. And don't worry if things are getting flimsy. It's just going to get stronger the more we add. This is just the start. So, go under, over the whole thing, over the whole thing. Now I'm going under the twigs. Right? And now over the whole thing, over the whole thing. And tuck in your edge. And I will twist around your wire hanger, any ends. And kind of bend and shape as you go. Tuck in there. That one broke. You're going to have some breakage. That's the way it's going to go. And tuck in that end. So keep weaving and tucking in pieces. using floral wire as you need. You know, and if one side's skimpy, then, you know, add more. So I shoved this one in. I'm wrapping around this way. You know, and if they snap like that one just did, it's no big deal. Just pull off what broke. Use some floral wire. So here's pretty much the base of our wreath. It's nice and round, it's nice and sturdy. I think this would be fine at this point to start decorating, maybe wrapping some ribbon, doing some felt flowers. I'm gonna keep it kind of simple, but I also, because I did find this, I mentioned this before, this kind of wire that's covered in this like really dark raffia. I might just do a once over, just kind of wrapping this around, looping it around, just for extra protection, because some of the twigs that I kind of wove in through there might be loose. But it feels pretty sturdy if you don't want to spend the money. I know this whole idea of this wreath was, you know, found objects. The only thing you would have to need to buy is like flower wire, but you know, I have this, so technically this was found. Either way, it's you're not buying a ton of stuff at the store. You know, another thing that's going to end up in the landfill or the thrift shop. So I got a lengthy piece of this, and I'm just going to I wrapped it around a couple twigs and the hanger, and I'm just going to kind of keep looping it around. And because it's the color of the wood, it just kind of blends in. Just really nice. Okay, so our base is ready. Isn't that lovely? It's nice and strong. If you want it thicker, you just keep adding more and more branches and twigs. Now at this point, you know, the idea here is found objects. So I would urge you to, before you go to the store to get decorations for your wreath, look in your holiday bins. Look where you keep a lot of your holiday wrapping paper, because you might find some things in there that could easily be used. So I have leftover ribbon that matches my outside. So this wreath is going outside, so that's going to work out great. Doing flowers like this, felt flowers would be really lovely on something this rustic. And if you want to know how to make these, I have in my holiday crafting playlist a yarn wreath where I show you how to make these really pretty felt rosettes and little buds. They're really easy, and felt is really cheap, and usually you always have a couple pieces of felt from your kids' projects. I also found this lovely beaded decoration from a gift that I saved, so I'm going to use this. You can also, you know, you can decorate with some mistletoe, holly berries. If you go outside and find actually some berries, that would be really pretty, some dried berries. If you're going to hot glue anything onto this piece, I would wait a day so that the twigs could kind of dry out a little bit from being wet. Otherwise the glue won't stick. So you want things dry. So I'm going to kind of wrap this around first, kind of weave it in and out. I'm going to make a little bow the way I learned when I worked in display at Carson Perry Scott, not to date myself because it's non-existent anymore, is, yeah, you kind of wrap it around itself like this. You get either a piece of ribbon or floral wire. Crimp it in the middle. Like so. And then you kind of spread out and open up. Your bow. And then you usually take a little piece of ribbon and cover the middle. Take 3. There it is. Our twig and branch found object Christmas wreath. You can see I added some embellishments there with some pine cones, some extra ribbon. Once this dries by tomorrow, I could decide if I have some more extra pine cones, I might hot glue them around. Might be kind of nice. But you can decorate this however you want. Just remember, hot glue needs to be on dry surfaces. I'd wait 24 hours to hot glue anything onto your wreath once you've got it all kind of plugged in and ready to go. So that's it for the Urban Domestic Diva on Friday. Some found object holiday decor, and if you still got some last minute holiday gifts, please stop by the Urban Domestic Diva shop. Flat rate shipping is going to end at around December 10th, and then costs are going to go up for shipping, but there's some really great stuff out there. I'm sorry for all the noise. There's a lot of drama going on in the neighborhood, evidently, and they're building a giant library across the street. So the urban part of the Urban Domestic Diva, never a dull moment. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying your holiday prep, and if you need other ideas, any other craft ideas, recipes, there's a whole playlist. Check it out. Lots of fun ideas for the holidays. And subscribe to the channel, because there's more coming. Mwah! Happy Friday.